What's up, guys? So if you made it to this group, first of all, thank you, because I am super pumped to be able to share what I've learned over the past decade of owning a business, owning a gym, being an entrepreneur. So this is going to be a group where everybody can contribute, and I encourage everybody to contribute, because what we're trying to do is build a business that works for you and you don't work for your business, okay? That's why we call it the low stress, high profit freedom for gym owners. True freedom, because I think that there are, in fact, this is what we're gonna go over in one of the first pieces of content that I'm gonna put out, is I think that every lifehood or lifetime of a business, of being an entrepreneur, there are basically 4 quadrants or 4 areas that you would fall into, okay? And some of you guys might have already seen this before. I just kind of break it down into the life of a gym owner. So this pertains to business ownership as well, but I wanted to kind of synthesize it and put it more towards being a gym owner. So let's look at the 4 quadrants, okay? The first one is a employee, okay? So most of us have started off here, okay? This is when you work for your business. This is when you do all of the day-to-day tasks to keep your business alive, to keep revenue coming in, and at this point, you can take all the profit and put it in your pocket. If you are an employee, okay, and in the gym world, we might call this a coach, salesperson, whatever it may be, but you have a set schedule and you are doing repeated tasks every day so you can help the business survive and you can keep it going, right? So after you have decided, hey, I no longer want to be an employee and work from this hour to this hour doing these repeated tasks, you have the ability to level up and go into the next quadrant, which is ownership, okay? So as an owner, what does that mean? Well, in the gym business, the way that I like to look at it is, now you have some employees, right? You have some coaches, you have some trainers, so maybe one-on-one or semi-private. You have maybe a salesperson or a part-time help, but everything still comes down to you. You make all of the decisions. You are the person that calls the shots. You're the rainmaker. You make sure all the leads are coming in, but you're not necessarily doing every single task that's needed at the gym to keep it going and to help it survive, okay? You do have help at this point, but the buck still stops with you and all the decisions are made by you. That's not bad. It's not bad to have ownership and to be an owner, but typically it still feels like you're burned out, because even though you might not have a set schedule, you're still working 12, 14-hour days, and you do not have the freedom that you're looking for as an owner, okay? You have maybe more money and you feel better, and that ego is kind of pumped up because you have a staff and you're like, yeah, there's a 6-person team here. But if you're not reaching your goals, who cares, right? So our goal is to help you get from an employee to an owner, but then ultimately I think after working with gyms for the past year, I think that you're going to want to get into the next quadrant, which is CEO. Okay, so when you're a CEO of a business, or let's talk about it in gym terms, at this point, you are teaching leaders how to be better leaders. Okay, so maybe that head coach or that coach that you first hired as an owner, this is you doing it by yourself. Now you have 2 to 3 coaches, and here you have a head coach, right? One head coach. Now this guy or girl is running the rest of the coaches, and what you have to do as a CEO is to motivate them and to keep them aligned with the business's goals, and then they have to make that aligned with each employee's goals. So the coach's goals are aligned with the business's goals. But your job as a CEO is to motivate and teach your leaders how to become better leaders and call less and less shots for yourself. Okay, so as an example, I'm a CEO at the business that we're talking about right now, and I have a team of 3 leaders, okay? I have my head coach, I have my ops manager, and I have my sales manager, okay? So between those 3, they run all of the day-to-day operations of the business. As a CEO, you should no longer be running any day-to-day operations like your books, like planning for events, like managing class schedules or trainers that need vacation, any kind of day-to-day stuff, you're no longer doing that. You are leading these three, whether it's a weekly meeting, a semi-weekly meeting, whatever it may be, and then they have direct reports. So maybe the ops manager has an assistant manager or a front desk person that helps them execute the tasks or the systems that ops manager is in charge of, right? Or maybe you have a head coach and they are in charge of all the rest of the coaches and the schedule and disciplinary actions and making sure everybody's following your standards, and that's what the head coach is responsible for. And finally, you have your sales manager and they own acquisition. So whether you're doing Facebook ads, referral programs, events, challenges, they are owning acquisition for your business, so you don't have to worry about when the new members are coming in, but you just have to have the vision and say, well, these are the kind of members we want to serve, or this is the kind of business we want to be, or this is the kind of objective by the end of the year that we want to hit. And you lead them and you teach them how to be great leaders, but you can come and go as you want. As a CEO of this gym, I can come and go whenever I want, and none of the operations would change at all, whether I'm here or I'm not here, right? And that is the freedom that I'm trying to help everybody achieve, because it's not that hard and it didn't take that long to do, but there are proven processes, techniques, and as you guys know, if you know me, systems, right? We develop systems for each one of these employees, and at first, as the employee, maybe you're doing all of them. Then, when you get into becoming an owner, maybe you're doing all of them, but you have help, right? When you become a CEO, now you're not doing them. You delegate them to the people that you're paying, and with your free time, you can do whatever you want, and I'm gonna teach you what to do with your free time so you can make even more money, okay? So you might be asking at this point, what is the final quadrant? The final quadrant is investor, okay? So there is one past the CEO, and that's the investor. I am also an investor in another gym business, okay? So what does that mean? It means that I opened up another gym 7 years ago and I sold it as an affiliate or as a franchise of my existing business. So a license program. So I licensed out my intellectual property, my systems that I've created, my logos, everything, and I charge a 5% royalty of their revenue every single month to use everything I built. Of course, I started them off with some customers. They got all of the marketing support, which I just front the bill for FitBiz University, and they take care of all of it. But this is, as an investor, it is 100% passive income, meaning that I do not even need to go there, have any conversations, do absolutely nothing for that business, and I make 5% royalty of revenue, not profit. And in that way, I am motivated to see them become successful, right? But I make that month over month in perpetuity, and I do not do anything with that business whatsoever, right? And that is the final step, and I can teach gym owners how to leverage and structure a deal like that as well. So the point of this group is to, one, identify which quadrant you're currently in, and two, to get yourself to the quadrant that you want to be in. Not everybody's going to want to be an investor. Not everybody's going to want to be a CEO, but there is a proven process to move from one to the other if that is your goal, and I can help teach you, and every single week I will be posting more and more content as to how to move amongst these and how to do it effectively and how to use best practices. Now, if you're in this group and you have systemized some things, you've automated some things, you've delegated some things, you are gaining more and more freedom. And what I mean by freedom is freedom of time to be able to work whatever hours you want, freedom of location and space to be able to work from wherever you want. If I want to work from my house, if I want to work from a beach on Florida, if I want to work wherever, freedom of space. Financial freedom, right? It's really nice to be able to just collect the profit that comes in every single month, and after all of your bills and employees are paid, there's going to be profit to just collect all of that, and you have massive amounts of freedom. If you've done that for your business like I have, share as much as you can, give back, because that's always been something that's made me successful, is by giving back without asking for anything in return. That's exactly what this group is. So to finish this video off, I would appreciate if you guys can share as much as I'm sharing, and we can all benefit from it. And secondly, I wanted to make sure that I tested all of these things. It worked for me, okay? It worked for me, but as you guys know, maybe you don't know, I own a mentorship consulting agency called FitBiz University, and this is me testing all of these practices at other locations, and we're past 50 gyms, and we did it over the course of a year now. And so I am 100% confident that these will work for you because I've seen it work for all of these other gym owners. So again, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Thank you for jumping in the group, and I look forward to chatting with all of you guys. Drop a post, drop a comment, drop a like if you like this video. There'll be more coming, and I will see you guys on the next piece of content. Peace.